Hello there, Bic Benedict here. We're playing Gears of War 2, and this is my insane difficulty guide and walkthrough. We're currently on the last chapter of Act 5. It is entitled Closure. So, this is the Brumac beast riding section, and it's about a 10-minute video. And you've got a chain gun for the most part. I also wanted just to, if you've got this far into the walkthrough, I wanted to say congratulations to you. And this is just a final formality. It's not too difficult. This last part, it is the final thing that you do in the game, though. There's no final boss, and the only thing that would probably be difficult here is it's just the fact that there's a lot of chaos going on, and sometimes it's difficult to see really small targets, so you're kind of looking all around constantly just to see what's hitting you. Definitely keep an eye on your the HUD where it shows you where you're getting hit from, and you've got a traditional chain gun with the trigger button, and that works just like the turrets did in the game. And you also have the ability to use rockets by pressing the X button, so you can do both simultaneously. However, there is a bit of a cooldown for the rockets, but you feel empowered when you're on this thing. There's not much that can stop you. In fact, I don't think I've ever died on any part of this. I have made pains to restart it, though, a couple times, just because some of the transitions are kind of awkward, unless I was able to go through the chapter without having to put an enormous amount of edits on there. So there shouldn't be any edits anywhere. And for the most part, I think there's just a ton of the ground-based enemies, because it's once again giving you an opportunity to get your Seriously 2.0 achievement. I don't have that achievement, obviously, because you can see the progress bar come up periodically. But this is been a long project, and I really hope that it will help you out do what you need to do on Gears of War 2. And the satisfaction clearing the game is always something that makes it worthwhile, and it's in turn worthwhile to be able to give you a walkthrough that can help you out. So I'm really pleased to do that, and I'm excited to have this guide as a Redux project on my channel. And you will see Judgment after this, but it will be quite a long time, because that game is quite involved. But the overall feeling of this is really good. You do walk slow, and there's no roadie run, but the camera sensitivity is really fantastic. You can turn it really fast. Do not sleep on this tapping B button QuickTime event, because if you don't tap it really quickly, you will you will lose that, and that will cause you to, I think, go back pretty far, because the checkpoint wasn't particularly close there. But there isn't much that can put you down here when you're on a Brumac. I know there's got to be a level of challenge to this, but inherent in it. But when you think about it, when you were fighting a Brumac, you weren't much of a threat at any given time. So it's not like one enemy with a hammer burst is going to cause you any problems here. But conversely, they do need to have a challenge level on it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be insane difficulty, But the grubs have quite a lot of hiding spaces too, because there's a lot of buildings and things here. You will need to take out those turrets, and the reticle will not always turn red. See how I'm hovering over that turret there? It didn't turn red. Well, sometimes that's just the case, and you need to destroy things even though you're not getting that particular feedback visually. But you've got a couple of boomers up here, and then at one point you will be see what the point, what we're trying to do is here we're trying to sink this city. It's called Jacinto. We're trying to sink the entire city of Jacinto. That will be done near the end, when we're destroying 3 of the columns that are supporting this city. And same goes for the cooldown of the turret. You just press in the right bumper. But I am curious what you found difficult on the campaign, because there's always different people that have different parts of the campaign that were challenging for them. I've got to say, probably when we were down in the hollow, and there was that section where enemies were on all sides of us, and there was those blood mounts. Remember that fight? That was really difficult. I think it was shortly after Dom finds that his wife is dead. That fight that immediately happens. I think that was probably the most difficult fight for me. And as much as I do rue Dom's existence on this campaign, I think I wasn't as good of a player before when I did the walkthrough, and I think that he was just causing me too many problems that I maybe was blaming on him when it was my fault, more of my fault, But the thing is, you can't control him, and it does get pretty out of control sometimes with his falling in combat. Anyway, here's the torture barge. You're not going to get a prompt for the visual feedback of the reticle turning red, just like I was mentioning. So you just need to bombard it with hits. When you're hitting it with the chain gun, also press in the X buttons so that you can do damage simultaneously, and you could do some serious damage with this. And when I say I've never got killed by this, I might have got killed a long time ago, but when I was doing this walkthrough, I did this chapter a couple times, and nothing killed me. So that's good, because these sections can always be kind of awkward. But when you get into this place, this is the area where you're going to be destroying 3 support columns. There's going to be reavers flying around. I don't know if any of them are light, but you do have the cedars on the ground. And again, these are the support columns. Each time you destroy one, you'll get a scene, and that will show you your progress. There's 3 of them. The first 2 can be hit from over here. You might even not need to walk very far forward to hit them all either. So as you trudge through this emulsion here, try to hit the column in the back. You might even be able to hit it, because I kind of circle around. There's the second one right there. And then the last one is kind of in the back. You see over to the left? It's not always apparent what you're supposed to hit. That's kind of my gripe about these sometimes. But as long as you're focusing on these columns here, the ambient threats shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, Gears of War 2, it's not that difficult of a game overall. That doesn't mean it doesn't have its difficult parts, because it definitely does. But I think that Gears of War 3 is definitely the one that most people have the hardest time with, and even I do, because they definitely made a concerted effort to make it difficult, and you get damaged so much on that game so fast that you're wondering, I've never got damaged this much before. But that's just Gears of War 3 for you. And I will not be covering Gears of War 3 as a Redux project, because it doesn't need it. I did that game a couple of years ago. But over here, all you have to do is just hold down the Hammer of Dawn. It's gonna make you do a couple of circuits around this thing a couple times, because the ship is getting rocked about. It was a pleasure making the walkthrough. It truly was. I enjoy this game, and I enjoy making the guides that will hopefully give you the least amount of difficulties as you go through these games, because Gears of War is a fantastic franchise. So until the next project, please take care, and I will see you in the next walkthrough that I do. Take care.